Okay then. Uh, Hello everyone. This is Nero or Emilio, and I'm joined today by Zordy. As you can see, sitting over here, we are in VR chat, and we'll be doing a little short interview about him and his visual novel, which is Home Somewhere Else for the people that don't know. So yeah. So, I guess I already introduced you. So, um, well, do you want to talk about your visual novel?
All right. Hello, everyone. First, well, first of all, thank you, Nero, for having me here. It's like a great honor to be here and to be part of your YouTube channel history. And thank you all of you for watching Nero. And if you haven't already, subscribe. And yeah, there it is. And Home Zomewhere Else.
Okay, well, let's see. A lot of people would like to know what the inspiration for you writing your visual novel was. Is there, well, basically, yeah, is there an inspiration for it?
Well, basically, when I started, this is giving like more context. When I started Home Somewhere Else, more than having like an inspiration to do it, I just kinda wanted to do a story. As many of you know, Home Somewhere Else first started as a comic, and once like stuff happened, it transitioned into a VN. My inspiration for this and for actually making the VN was just wanted to tell a story. And what inspired me to write said story, it's mostly a message that I would like to give people to know. Basically, like the main message of my VN is learning to forgive, but not to forget. Something like that. Just because you forgive someone or you learn to forgive someone doesn't mean that you necessarily have to forget what they have done, you know. But yeah, mainly that. And like giving more context into it, inspirations are like things that have happened through my life and things that I see every day and things that had happened to my friends and stuff like that. Since Home Somewhere Else is mostly like about it's like the daily life of Chad trying to have a normal life and his goal to live instead of surviving, you know. And it's just a lot of stuff that happened in Home Somewhere Else. I try to make them as close to real life as possible, but of course there's the magic stuff happening, but because it's a fantasy story, you know. But it's just stuff that happens to all of us, you know, to me, my family, my friends, people at home, or you even, you know. But so people can like see another perspective of maybe a problem that they're having and know that it's not only you, you know, like you're not alone in all of this. But yeah, that will be.
Okay, well, some people are interested in making their own visual novels. So what would you tell them, and especially to people that are very new to programming? Like,
all right. First of all, don't do visual novels. No. No, but this is my first visual novel, and it's a consistently learning process. Like we never stop learning about that stuff. My advice to you will be don't get discouraged because you don't know something or you don't know how to program or you don't know how to, because the one who wants can, you know. We all started not knowing absolutely anything. We will be like in the same position as you are right now. that I don't know how to program, or I don't know where to start, or I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that, blah blah blah. We live in the how is it in English? 21st century.
21st.
We live in the 21st century, and as there are people that like don't know, like I don't know, people that live with their parents, and they ask like, "Hey, can you put Netflix in the TV?" I press the big ass Netflix button in the control. My father, or something like that, you know. So we live in a society that you just type in Google how to blah blah blah, and you find your answers, you know. If you want to start a VN, first of all, I recommend you to fully have the absolute whole story already written in advance. Because you want to not have problems with the writing, not change stuff like in mid a story or whatever, and already have your ground, your base, that this is a story you want to tell, and this is what your story is going to be, you know. The art, the backgrounds, the music, the programming, whatever, that's something completely like separate from that. You have your story and you have everything. Just first focus purely on that. Second off, REMP is really it. I mean, in Google, in the internet, in whatever, it's really well documented. So there's tutorials in YouTube. There's tutorials in the page of REMP, like step by step, like one, turn on your computer or something like really really basic, you know. So it's like you just have to know how to read and you'll be able to do it, you know. But if you're afraid of that, there's a lot of people that volunteer to do programming, to do music, to do art and stuff like that. You can find those people in certain Discord servers around, and you can just gather a team of like to make a visual novel. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are in the same position, that they want to get involved in a project, you know, but they don't really have like people to do it, or they don't know how to start doing it, you know. So yeah, I will recommend you to first of all to resume everything, have your story finished. Don't be afraid of failure. That's also a really good advice. And third of, don't. I mean, as much as you would like to, and you can do it on your own, know that there's a lot of people that are willing to help you in making a visual novel. That would be.
Okay, then. Following that up, what would you say is the hardest part of making a visual novel?
Well, the hardest part for me, I'm a native Spanish speaking, as you can notice by my accent. So the thing is that for me, like, I have the whole story written, you know, I write the story of how I think it should be done. And for me, it will be give that extra pizzazz that our script doctor has, Ace, Stex for Ketu. Because he's a native English speaker, you know. So, for example, if I type, Chad walks to the door, that will be like, you can understand what it says, you know. You don't need more context than that. But what our script doctor does is like, I don't know, for example, you walk to the geometrically square, long wooden door to approach to the blah blah blah. You know, he gives that like essence, like that pizzazz that it's in our visual novel. I can't do that because I'm not an English native speaker, nor I'm like really high level of English to be able to achieve that. That would be my strongest weakness in that.
So, since you mentioned Ace, there was another question about, is the visual novel just written by you, or is there other people that are helping you?
No, the visual novel is completely written by me.
Mm-hmm.
The story, the characters, and everything, all the story, all that happens in the story is written by me, by my imagination, and whatever. I, of course, you, and this is like for all the writers, and if you're planning on writing a script or whatever, you always have to be also open for criticism. Like, I can do the whole story of it, but I also tell the story to my boyfriend, which is Garro. So I like, oh, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. He's like, I don't know, this doesn't make sense to me. So I have to go down and I mean, go back and rewrite it again, or try to think another approach to it. But mainly it would be my idea, but like getting better with the feedback of other people, you know.
So
As long as my story is written by me, Ace also adds that mainly like everyday stuff. For example, to what I said to the question before, it was because, for example, I type, I don't know, Chad likes ice cream, and Ace add a little bit more to it. Like, Chad likes ice cream because he doesn't like the flavor, because the flavor reminds him to, I don't know, old days or stuff like that. You know? He like adds a little bit to it, but the main it's like a little bit small idea, and he like extra like gives it a little bit more.
He expands upon it. He adds a little bit more detail to it. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. Is there something that you do to prepare in order to start writing the visual novel? Like a little routine or something?
More like a routine. Whenever I watch something or read something, or my friends, or daily life, or whatever. For example, a friend here was with me today, and we were talking about everyday stuff and blah blah blah, and he was telling me like his experience of him being in the hospital, for example. So I was like, oh, okay, can you like elaborate a little bit, so like I can get the ideas, and I can get your personal experience about being in a hospital and how it was and whatever, blah blah blah, and always take everything like as an experience, as an idea, as an like maybe something that you might use for the future, you know. There's a lot of characters everywhere that you can take a lot of things from them and make your own character and your original character, you know, something that is unique, something that has his own thing and that it's recognizable by the things he does and whatever. And I basically prepare for the visual novel when I'm going to start writing, and when I'm going to create the characters and give more story to and lore to the characters, about that, about having like a lot of things of everywhere and everyone and everything, and take what's like important and what fits into the character's mold, for example. Rather than that, there is not really much preparation beforehand. Oh, no. Yeah, there is one. I have, like, for example, all my ideas, write it down in a notepad. For example, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, blah, 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 blah. And how I type the story is like, for example, I don't know, for example, the prologue. Chad is working, and a tree is going to fall down in the boss office. So I don't have the story between A and B. That's all the preparation I need. I just need the point A and point B, and while I'm typing and writing the story, I start like creating a little bit more stuff to it, and that's how I create the whole script. That would be my only preparation for writing the scene.
Okay, so since you, I'm assuming, already know how the story is going to progress and how it's going to go from point A to point B to point C, what do you foresee, or do you already know what the future holds for your story, like how it's like going to end? You do then?
Yeah, the whole story, and that's why it's really important to, if you're planning on doing a story or whatever, it's really important to have like the whole story written beforehand, because there's a lot of stuff that came out in the road, that will like mess all your ideas and whatever. But yeah, everything happens for a reason, because everything is like already planned, already script, already written. So when people ask me like, oh, will this character appear, or will this happen to it, or we will see, like, I cannot really give too much detail to example, because it's already written. If I were to talk about it, it would be like ruin the surprise, Or for example, it's not that I wouldn't take criticism on the story. For example, I don't know. There's a lot of people that have asked me like, oh, Toto is going to appear. You can't not use that character anymore because blah blah blah. And I'm like, because everything is already planned. It's following its path. I cannot change something, maybe minor details, like this doesn't make sense because he already, I don't know, opened the door, for example, or minor details like that. But story wise, everything is already there.
Okay, so about what you've already written, what's already there, is there anything that you wish you kind of changed? Like, oh, I really wish I hadn't introduced this character, or I wish I would have made a sprite for them, or something like that. Or, oh, the code is kind of complicated. I wish I would have, done it a little easier at the beginning. Stuff like that.
Now that we are already more experienced than when we just started, yes. There's a lot of stuff that I wish I could have done different, non-story wise. Story wise, everything is where it's supposed to be. Maybe I will give more detail to the Toto and Chad interaction at first, because that part kinda like made people a little bit uncomfortable. But that's the idea of that scene. You can see Chad's face of being uncomfortable in his thoughts too, but a lot of people thought that was like, oh, this is VN's humor, so it's like pee pee poo poo something, that's like basic humor. And I was like, you can see Chad's disgust in that scene, it's not me trying to be funny, it's that character is like that, and you can see how Chad is reacting to him being like that, if I will be able, I will change it, maybe add a little bit of detail, but not really changing too much about it, because that's supposed to happen like that, and story, just story wise, only that. And character wise, if people are going to, and this is like an advice again to people that want to work in a VN, I will definitely will have worked the sprites the way I am right now from the start. In Rempi, there's a lot of stuff that when you work with the sprite, you can either put a whole image into the VN, or you can put parts of the body into a VN and then put the face, the nose, the arms, the clothes, and everything. So it wouldn't be just this picture like this. You have this picture with what you choose to it, So, for example, all the characters, Chad and Fred and everyone, at first were just, for example, Chad's sprite was just like, he was like crossing his arms. And when we started adding more arms to Chad, he's like this, he like giving the hand and whatever. I had to take the take the I had it like this, like the whole sprite. So I had to take this and then separate the arms from the base, separate everything, blah blah blah. So it was it was a lot of hassle. So I would recommend everyone to start immediately like this, and then giving like the certain attributes that you want to create the character. And we also had a lot of issues with the saves because there's a lot of stuff that we thought that worked in a certain way, but it didn't. So we screwed things up a lot and blah blah blah. It was like a trial and error thing. So now that we are more experienced, it was a little bit of a hassle, but nothing like game breaking, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a hassle that you want to avoid. So please, kids, learn your sprites.
Okay, well, another question was, are there things in the future of the story that you're excited to present, like without having to reveal any spoilers? Like, are there characters or story plots that you're like, oh, I can't wait until they see this, or something like that?
There's a lot that you guys don't know. Oh my goodness. For example, when I wrote chapter 1 part 5, which is when the infamous Thony's dad appears, I couldn't wait to destroy you guys as much as it destroyed me writing that scene. It was like, I just want this to happen, you know. And story-wise and everything that I'm really excited to show you about, guys. Home Somewhere Else is just starting. We are just in chapter 1, and there's a long road ahead. There's a lot of stuff that I have in store for you. So yeah. Months happen already. Please.
Okay, well, out of all the characters that you've written for the visual novel, and maybe some of the ones that still haven't appeared, are there any favorites and any that you actually, not that you don't like, but that it's like, you're kind of like, I'm gonna put you off to the side. This guy's my favorite. You do not.
All right, so I mean, I love them all. I love all the characters except for Toto. I hate Toto. I hate Toto because Toto is like the embodiment of over the top sexually inappropriate guy. You know, I've encountered a lot of people like that I don't know, I go to like a meeting with friends, or a fur meet, for example, or a gathering of friends, when like back in the time, like years ago, and there was like this guy like, oh, you're so hot and whatever and blah blah blah, and touch you inappropriately, and we're like, dude, I don't know you, behave and don't touch me and stuff like that, you know. So I wanted to portray that into Toto. Like, people need to behave, you know. We have boundaries that people shouldn't like trespass, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what like Toto, I hate you so, something like that. And for the other characters, I love them all. I love them all. Each one has like their unique take on stuff. I just hope that people can get the idea of the character, and that characters can be like, they can be cringe, they can be good, they can be bad, they can be, they're people, you know. They're people make mistakes, people are happy, are sad, people are angry, people do stuff and whatever. And I just want people to get the idea of what the character is. For example, there was people that were saying that Thony was cringe, you know, or stuff like that. And I was like, Thony is cringe. He's a kid. He's 10 years old. 10 years old, play Minecraft or Fortnite or Five Nights at Freddy, or like do, I don't know, like to see like YouTube Kids video of the granny from that game punching Freddy Freddy Fazbear or whatever. It's like, dude, that's what kids do, you know? It's a kid. You can't really portray yourself into that. Like, I bet a lot of people that used to do that, like, used to, I don't know, do Naruto runs when they were younger, or like do like think that they were Power Rangers or everything or something like that. It's like the same. We're the same as Thony, you know. For Jenny, I just want her to be like the Queen Jenny. Like, there's a lot of people that I know that are like not necessarily like Jenny, but they don't take shit from anyone or anywhere. Like if I don't know, for example, if someone is like watching them inappropriately, they was like, hey, what the fuck, blah, 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 blah. You know, I want people to get that feeling from Jenny too. From Kathy, I really love Kathy because Kathy and another character that is going to appear later on are basically based on an aunt that I really like and that I really love. She's caring. She doesn't like criticize. She wants what's the best for you, even at the cost of their own well-being. You know. So I really want to portray that motherly love that doesn't necessarily has to come from your mother. You know, it can be literally anyone that you know that can become like really important to you. For Fred, it's like Fred is supposed to be my ideal boyfriend. You know, Fred is like Fred is mostly based on everything that I would like from like a dreamed boyfriend. I mean, I already have a dream boyfriend, you know, but there's another thing of a dream boyfriend. Like he's caring, I don't know, he showers or something like that. He knows how to cook. He really cares about like his friends. He helps people. He's like loving, caring, pays a lot of attention to your needs, helps you whatever might happen. He will be there for you, you know. And Fred, I love you so much. And Chad, Chad. We will have to wait and see how Chad progresses in the story for me to have a saying in whether I like Chad or not, even though he's the main character, you know.
Bueno, pues. Let's see. What other questions? I'm having to read these like underneath my visor because I don't have it open. So let's see. Did you think people would like your story like all that much? Did you think it would be this well received? Or were you like, oy?
No. I certainly didn't expect people to like it that much. I didn't really expect for people to be as supportive as they are. I thought it would be worse, like way worse, like people that will, I don't know, throw garbage at our game or talk ill about it, or like, I mean, for example, we all have to we all are able to have criticism about stuff, you know. There's a lot of people that don't like Home Somewhere Else and can like talk that they don't like it because this or that, and that's totally okay, you know. It's not a story for everyone, but I certainly didn't expect that there was a lot of people that really loved the VN. Like a lot of people that even cried with our VN. I didn't know that I could have such impact on it. It certainly is like heartwarming and like really encouraging. Because if my visual novel makes you feel something that I think I'm achieving and I'm like realizing, it's a really good feeling. So thank you all for enjoying my visual novel. I hope I can deliver to your expectations.
Okay. Well, these are gonna be a maybe a bit more spoilery. So if there's spoilers, then go ahead and just say you're not gonna answer it. So
Yeah.
these are more
I'm
geared
going
about
to
the
name
characters.
to the ones that can be. Alright, what?
Okay, so the first question is Chad the only one with superpowers in this world? Okay, so why is Chad so unlucky?
Chad is unlucky just for the sake of the plot. That will be it. Shade,
Oh,
I
God.
mean, I really wanted a character to be. I mean, I will never. I mean, I don't think no one will ever achieve the character development that Zuko has from Avatar: The Last Airbender. He had an incredible character development that you see it through his whole journey of learning about himself, making mistakes, doing bad stuff, and having this doubt of whether he should be good or bad, or listen to this or listen to that, blah blah blah. And when he finally accomplishes it, you are so happy for him because you were there in that journey of watching him being like in the poop and then rising to be like the best character ever. I don't think I will ever achieve that, but that's definitely a goal. Chad, why is he so unlucky? Because we are definitely going to see Chad go higher and higher and higher each time. That's what I want to achieve with Chad.
Okay. So somebody asks, and even I thought about this when the visual novel first came out, is why did you pick the name Chad? Of all the names, Chad.
No.
Okay.
Chad, I haven't really thought about it, but the story of Home Zomewhere Else came to be alive because I used to do these drawings when I was able to draw more. I used to do some dailies that I drew a drawing daily, and a lot of characters came from it. And one of those characters, I wanted a Chad character. I wanted a buff character that, like a typical Chad, one of those guys that are buff, that are cute, that have beard, and that have like the hat pointed like backwards, So one of those drawings came to be, and I named him Chad. And that's how the name Chad came to be. No bigger stuff like that. And it's funny that he's a Chad. You will see more of it in chapter 2 part 1. So
Okay.
expect it.
So people are asking if there's any chance that you might at least hint to the fate of Thony, Kathy, and Chad. Like, are they still alive? Are they gonna be okay? Will we be seeing them in the next part? Or will we have to wait
How
and
may
see?
I answer to that? Well, Kathy and Thony sure has been since the start with us. So I can certainly let you know that we are going to save them. Just that.
Okay.
Are they alive? Are we going to save them alive? We don't know yet.
And what about Chad? Well, obviously, I guess we obviously will see them in chapter 2, but is he okay?
I wouldn't be so sure about it. I don't know if people have noticed, but Chad disappeared from the main screen of the
That's true.
Home Zomewhere Else main title. So you guys think what's best for you for Chad? We will certainly see in chapter 2 part 1. So don't miss it out.
Okay then. People are also asking about one of the characters that was at the beginning, but has since disappeared, and that's not Toto, it's the Moth dude. Will we be seeing the Moth sooner or later?
What I can tell you is that if you go to our HZE page and read the description, I don't know if it's there or if it's in our Telegram channel, but it says Home Somewhere Else is about a Doberman, a moth, and a German Shepherd. So maybe we are going to see more of him. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. So another character that people are asking about is I think his name is Bruce, the guy with the poncho at the bridge. Will we be seeing him soon or later?
I will say soon. Bruce has certainly been on our journey almost from the start, like from the first day that Chad starts his new life. And in the a little bit spoilerish, but at the end of chapter 1, part 5, you can see that Bruce had a lot of importance, a lot of like spotlight in all the interaction that have happened there. So we are definitely going to see him again.
Okay. Well, people keep asking about him, so people want to know if Toto will show up again.
There's a lot of people that has asked me a lot of times that I as I told you before, I had a certain view of Toto, of what I wanted Toto to be. So, of course, furries will like Toto. Of course. Of course. But yeah, we will definitely see Toto in the future. Toto is going to appear sooner or later. Maybe sooner than you think.
Maybe he's the one that rescued Chad in the park. Probably not, though.
Maybe, anyway. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, so
he will only have rescued him only to see his body, of course. Or like to do some weird stuff there. Some furry stuff over there.
Cochino. Okay, then. Some people are curious about the dreams that Chad have been having. So can you tell us a little bit about the dreams, or is that a little bit spoilerish?
It's going to be this. And what I can say about it is that definitely I will recommend you before chapter 2, part 1 appears. I will definitely tell you to maybe give it a quick read again, because there's a lot of grumbles that I left there that may connect the whole plot and may connect about Chad's dreams that he has having, and in which Bruce has appeared.
Okay.
So yeah.
So he's been in the dreams then.
That you can discover. So he was in a dream. He was in a dream in the second day that Chad was living over Cathy.
I'm gonna have to reread it again then, or watch my own videos. Okay then. So let's see. Is there anything that you can reveal about Dusan right now? Like maybe motives or something?
Yes. I will also recommend you once more to go back and read where Dusan has been mentioned as Cathy's husband and Thony's father. We also added more to it, more to Chad. More to Dusan, Cathy, and Thony in our Patreon. We started posting some short stories called Stories Somewhere Else that you can read only in Patreon. So if you'd like to, we are going to keep posting these stories about the characters and everyday stories about them. So if you'd like to know more about Dusan, and maybe change your whole perspective about him, I definitely encourage you to check our Patreon. There's
Okay, then. So, people are really curious. Are Chad and Fred ever going to become a thing?
there's a lot of people that have said like, oh, his boyfriend or his ex-boyfriend or whatever. There hasn't really been a hint about them being together so far, and not necessarily they are going to be together, because that's not the whole thing about Home Somewhere Else. But maybe something can happen there. I don't know. Chad and Fred has been flirting like a lot, like in every part, in the cafe, in Kathy's house, and in the night. And if you recall, Chad was the one that said, if you stay on your side of the bed, everything will be okay. But then in the morning, no, oh no, Chad. No, you can't deny it, Chad. Don't be like that. We will see. You'll have to read and see.
Okay, then. So, another question about Dusan is he going to be like the main big bad? Or is he maybe working for someone who is the big bad? Okay. Okay. Then another question is, will we find out what happened to Chad during the years that he was gone?
Yes. Eventually, yes. Or maybe no. Maybe no, maybe yes. We will never know. Not even I don't know, you know? We will have to wait and see. Home Somewhere Else is going to be a long project, so you have a lot of time to think about it.
Okay, then I guess this is a follow-up question, but that's probably going to be the same answer you're going to give is, are we going to find out what happened to Fred while he was gone? Well, Chad was gone. Aside from what was already mentioned by Jenny.
Yeah. Everything that has happened so far and what Jenny has mentioned and everything, we will cover some of it in Story Somewhere Else.
Mm-hmm.
But we will also talk the necessary thing to understand the whole thing in Home Somewhere Else.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely keep an eye on it.
Okay.
Everything that has happened for a reason, and we will definitely know why everything and when everything happened.
Okay. And another question is, are you going to be cameoing in the story?
I don't really like self-insert. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like kind of weird, you know. And I definitely we will have some appearance, but not in the story. You know, maybe the Chad and Fred go to, I don't know, to eat ice cream, and I'm like eating ice cream in the background or something like that. We will definitely let people or have a raffle for you to be there with us, maybe in the future, for our loyal readers. So also keep an eye on that.
Okay, so is there any story that you say that has influenced the story as you were writing it? I guess you kind of already answered that when you said that your like daily life things, like your life, your family's life, and your friends' life, that has inspired the story. But is there anything else, like maybe that you have read or any visual novel that you said, you know what, that's kind of cool, I kind of want to add that in there?
Yeah. As some people know, I have a visual novel, but I don't read visual novel. That's kind of ironic, isn't it? It's kind of like, why he doesn't read? So if you ask me about this character and this visual novel and this blah, 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 I know them by name and may recognize their characters from what they look, but I have absolutely no idea what they're about. I don't read visual novels because I have like 2 brain cells left in my brain. So once I start reading, I start. No, I'm really bad at reading. No. But yeah, as a follow up of the previous, like when I already talked about it, yeah, it's mostly like everyday life, a lot of series, a lot of anime, a lot of movies, a lot of everything, and games and whatever. There's a lot of stuff that I really like about a character, about a story, about whatever, that I kind of take one or two ideas from each one of them and then create my own. For example, there's one character that I really like, that we're definitely going to see some of it in the character that we're. And I've been looking a lot and influencing a lot about a villain. How I want my villain to go. It's a mix between Komaeda from Danganronpa 2, Harley from Dragalia Lost, maybe Enochima Junko, maybe some on Hunter x Hunter, maybe some of Lelouch or from Code Geass, or no, there's a lot of villains that are really like, I really inspire in the idea of you feeling that you hate someone so much that you can't, you see them and you want to you know. I really want to have that feeling in my vein, and I hope that people can stand it enough to keep reading to know how we can beat the shit out of them. That would be my answer.
Are you happy that people want to beat the shit out of Dusan?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't know that people will. I mean, people say a lot of stuff, a lot of characters, but what has been most repetitive, aside from Toto being a horny furry, is that they want to beat the shit out of Dusan. It's like, oh my god, it's like I accomplished that, so that's nice. I also want to beat the shit out of it because Thony is our precious boy that is in all of our hearts. And if someone were to do anything to him, so yeah, I'm with you people. We will beat the shit out of Dusan someday together as a community.
Well, I already ran out of questions, so is there anything you'd like to tell the people that hasn't been covered? Like anything else?
Well, I tell people, well, this is not for like to have pity on me or like feel bad or whatever or blah blah blah. I'm just saying it like to put it out there. But I just want people to know that I have a certain condition, which is tendinitis, which doesn't allow me to fully use my arms and whatever. And I also have synovitis, which is like a liquid, weird, like a gay liquid, something that goes into your fingers and whatever. And I can't really use my finger as much as I would like to. I can't play video games or type in a computer or whatever, which has been proving really, really difficult to work on the VN. But that doesn't stop me from doing it. I have found my ways. I have beautiful friends that help me with the project. I have awesome people that also have come to the project and wanting to give their their grain of salt to help this project keep going, you know. So thank you all of you. Thank you all the people that read our VN, that support us on Patreon, that keep commenting on Nero's videos. Know that we read each one of your comments, so we be sure to comment. And thank you so much, everyone, for making this happen. We definitely couldn't have done it without you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And thank you, Nero, again for doing videos of RBN. It has helped us a lot. Of sharing, a lot of people has come to support our project on Patreon because they found out about our project through your videos. So it has been really, really, really helpful. So yeah, thank you so much.
Well, well, thank you all, people, for watching this video, and thank you, Zordy, for joining me in this little impromptu interview. And and hopefully soon I will be able to interview Jaden, who is the writer of Heart of Amethyst. And
Yeah,
a little fun
read
fact
Heroes
is he was the one that told me to read it. So I would probably not have read it. Although I think there was one more person that told me in the comments if they asked me to read it, but he was the one that convinced me. So you can thank him for me reading Heart of Amethyst. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
what I wanted to mention was also that following up to the question that if people wanted to learn how to work on their VN or in the project, know that my DMs are always free. If you have any questions, any doubt, or any way I could help you, just DM me on Discord or Telegram or Twitter or whatever. Know that I'll be able to slowly reply, but I will end up replying anyway. So yeah, there it is.
Okay, well, I guess that's it for now, and well, we'll be seeing you in the next videos, okay? And I hope you stick around and, like and subscribe and do all that little YouTube stuff. So, yeah, well, bye.
Bye.